Oh, yeah.
Recording.
Okay. Yay.
Awesome. Okay. Hey everybody. Most of you are going to be tuning in for the recorded version of this call. So, Becky, welcome. And I'm just going to share my screen with you guys because we have prepared a beautiful document to help supplement this training.
So
You
I'm going to
see
give a wee bit of background how we came up with this, you guys. Just based on people coming into the business and being overwhelmed with the business part of it, and maybe just wanting to get some customers, and the lifeblood of network marketing are clients, not always business builders. So you have to have a good base of clients, and a good base of clients can take you a long way. And a lot of people come into the business on product first and then look at the business. So we, listening to Annie Graft and Kim McClellan, and Sarah and I have been talking about this for quite a while. How can we just help you to get 5 clients in 5 steps to kick off your business? And then if that's intriguing to you and you want more, you can get more into the system. But this is a simple step systems that we've created for you to be successful right out of the gate. Good way to put it, Sarah?
I would say so. That was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Okay. And Sarah created this unbelievable document off of a half-assed email I sent her. So I have great ideas, just can't put them to paper all that well. So that's why we're a team.
Yes.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Can you guys
Beautiful.
see my screen?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So, y'all, like Claudette said, 5 simple steps, which, as she mentioned, we're really trying to simplify this process to make it seamless, super easy for anybody to engage with. Speaking of engage, haha, that happens to be the first step of this system. So, just before we get started, you guys, if you see this diagram well, could be your right. I hope it's your right. Our steps go engage, message, ask, close, and follow up. So I'm going to get into detail on each of those. If you have any questions along the way, Becky, let us know. And then for those just tuning in to the recorded version, just post in the comments below. And we're also going to have some challenge-based homework for you guys at the end if you want to get your business going and make some right now money. So starting with engage, and you guys, we're going to send this document to you, or post it afterwards for your reference. So it's really important to know that getting engaged is more than just, on social media, it's the easiest to kind of see. It's more than just liking your friends' posts. It's really about getting in there and making meaningful connections. So essentially, day to day, whether it's people you see every day or whether it's people online, consistency in your relationship is really what counts to people, because relationships are everything in this business. So social media is what we're going to get started with, but we're also going to talk a little bit about that belly to belly business. Stay tuned. But engagement, yes, well, I just quoted myself here, is more than just liking your friend's post. So our main goal is to get to know people authentically, because that way you can message them and do your asks with intention. Because we're really here to educate people, not necessarily just to recruit or sell. And this will make you feel like you're helping people rather than stalking people, because no one ever wants to feel like that person, right? So I
Right.
have some.
I'll give an example at a cocktail party, or you go to a networking event or a luncheon or a wedding or whatever, right? You do not walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, Sarah, nice to meet you. Buy Armand," right? You're like, "Hey, Sarah, so how did you get to the wedding? Who do you know at the bride and groom?" What you ask some engaging questions, right? And then maybe that time or later on or whatever, you go and look at Sarah, and Sarah's a runner, and she might, when you get after the wedding, you go check it out, and then you want to engage on running and healthy living. But there's an example.
Awesome. So these bullets are kind of just helpful tips, I would say, things that you need to know. So first we have follow people and or hashtags. So that's often on Instagram or Twitter that you'd be using that, but you can follow hashtags and different users with similar interests and values or circumstances to yours. So for example, I follow a ton of body positive, fashion, like, I don't know, all that kind of stuff. And I like their posts regularly. I comment on their posts regularly. Um, you're a unique person, and in this industry, people are buying into you more than they are into our company. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And so you want to be that person. So watch people's stories. This is a feature on both Facebook and Instagram. Stories are a great place to post a ton of stuff, whereas I would keep your actual posts on Instagram limited to things that you would be proud to see all the time, like maybe your nicer photos and things where you've put a little bit more thought into what you've written. Whereas your stories, you're going to see a lot of like on the fly people's day. But that's a really great place to integrate the products that you're using without being really too over the top with Arbonne. So if you're not using stories, use them, but also watch other people's stories, vote on their polls, comment on them, open up a conversation. Often people, if you've interacted with their posts enough, they're often going to send you a message saying, thanks for being so supportive, or thanks for whatever. There's a lot of people on Instagram who are really, just trying to be heard. And so by you doing that, they really get that sense of engagement with you. So post consistently about your life and about how Arbonne fits into it. So whether that's you're doing a coffee date and you're sitting at the Starbucks and, you're just taking a picture of your drink and your little Discover Arbonne brochure. That's something that you could post about and people can see, oh, I'm working from the Starbucks today. Like, it shows a little bit about what Arbonne is without being down your throat about it. Again, people want to know who you are, so show your face. I think that this is the hardest part for a lot of people, is they don't want to come off as narcissistic or anything like that. But I think if you are just trying to tell your story, then usually it doesn't come off that way. So if you're worried about it, we can talk about that more. But get in touch with me if that's the case. Find some other Arbonne consultants that have either seen success or have amazing social feeds so that you can learn from them, but you can also be inspired by them. A lot of the NVPs in our organization have amazing, or not our organization even, but, the broader Arbonne community. We've got amazing leaders all over the place, ones within our organization and further out. And I seriously got to tell you, getting inspired by those people, they'll be posting tons of stuff all the time that'll keep you and your belief where it needs to be. So another thing is getting consistent with our Facebook pages. This is a little bit of a side note, honestly, but it's so important to tune in to How Grew Success Line and Believers Nation. I recommend checking those pages at least once a day and catching up on what's been happening, because people will ask questions that you can learn from. And, you can ask questions as well. People will be very quick to answer, which is great. But a big part of it is staying up to date on events in Calgary, if you are in Calgary, or events really anywhere within our organization. And then company-wide things that are going on. So specials, all of that stuff, you guys, is at your fingertips in these groups. So if you're engaging with those groups every day, you're going to start to see consistency in your business. Post original content and let your audience see you. Okay, this again can be really uncomfortable for people, but ask a friend, a family member, or a partner to take a few photos of you drinking your protein shake, making your protein shake, putting on your mascara, looking, at lipstick colors, doing swatches, whatever. It's uncomfortable at first if you're not used to it, but honestly, it's actually been proven to be quite good for you psychologically as well, to do, more selfies. Actually, it's interesting, but to get more comfortable with yourself, right? And seeing yourself out there. So it's going to help build your belief in yourself, but it's also going to engage others. People are, again, watching for you. So finally, for this list of bullets, we have check out our social media units on the Believers Nation region page. So in this little units, we have some images that we have already kind of curated for you guys that are amazing to post in your stories or even just on your Facebook, whatever. It just gives you some content that especially for the 30 Days to Healthy Living, kind of helps give all of that information in a very simple and polished way. This by no means takes over, the need for content that features you, because like I said, it really is all about you and how you're using the product. But it is nice when it's something educational that you're trying to help educate folks with, to have some of those stock like images, things like that. So make sure you guys, if you haven't before, that you check out the social media units within our region page. So that was mostly just social media. And honestly, I could talk for days about that. So if you have questions, please let me know. But in real life, IRL, I actually didn't know what that acronym meant, or that shortened whatever, until recently, which is kind of embarrassing. I'm supposed to be a millennial. But our first bullet here is texting, phone, email, whatever that is, whatever your preferred method of contact is with that person. And that may be what is their comfort, zone. Like, which, I know I prefer texting, and so I'm not really going to answer a lot of phone calls. So make sure you know what the people in your life, what their preferred method of contact is. Be brave and get used to it, because you'll make a lot of strides with people if you're customizing your approach to them. But in any case, consistency in those ways. If you're not really a social media person, you can do this business just based on, in-person stuff, but you're going to want to make sure that you're keeping consistent contact with these people, just like you would be using stories and things like that on Instagram or Facebook, in our other example at least. So these people will know that you value their relationship if, there's a bit of a consistency there. Next, this is not a need, but I gotta tell you guys, sending cards, like physical mail, to people has a lot of power. So I always recommend this as a follow-up step personally. But honestly, when was the last time you received a card in the mail? And if it's been a really long time, I'm really sorry, but it feels really good. Someone's been thinking of you, right? So I suggest keep an address book with all of your potential clients, and of course your family and friends that you can change. People change homes a lot these days, but send a simple card just to let people know that you really appreciate them. So the next bullet, show up. Going to the events that your friends and family invite you to is really, like, I'm one of those people, I'll tell you guys, I want to stay home. I really do. But the value in the people that is also in their networks. And a lot of folks, they'll say, oh, well, this person, yeah, they're just one client, but that's totally not true. Once you've, reached out to a person, or they, when they start to use Arbonne, quite quickly, you have their friends and family, because they love it, they share it. But what if that person chooses not to become a client or a business builder? Well, you still want to get to know people.
Mm-hmm.
So show up for other people the way that you want people to show up to your Arbonne events. Show up and, just meet people, ask questions. People love when you ask questions. And you know what? It'll keep them talking. So if you're a nervous social person like me, you don't have to do as much of that, because they'll keep going as you ask questions.
And we love to talk about her.
Yes, people love to talk about themselves, and you'll be uncovering needs. So show up, ask people. The easiest way to continue that relationship is be like, oh, like, I loved meeting you tonight. Do you have Instagram? Can I follow you? Mm-hmm. Or do you have Facebook? Like, can we be friends? I'd love to maybe go for coffee or whatever sometime. Don't mention Arbonne. Not on the first time meeting somebody. I mean, unless you get talking about what you do for a living, or it comes up organically, great, but don't be that person. Just, there's a time later that you can do that, and, focus first on getting that person as a real, genuine contact, because they're not a contact for you until you have their contact information. Yeah. So
one that I shared with Wendy, because she was at a golf thing a couple weeks ago, and she was going to hand out paper. I'm like, now say to people, hey, I have this great flyer. I just have this one, but to save and be conservative on, what's the wrong word? conservative, saving on paper, recycling.
Yeah.
I do it all via text and messaging. Could I message you? I'd be like, yeah, here you go. And or the other thing I've done is taken either a headshot. I have a couple of different images for my cards. I'm like, oh, I don't have cards. I text cards now. People are like, oh, that is so cool. So I go, put your phone in here, and then I text them. And I've gotten more people to give me their phone numbers and Facebook by saying I don't produce business cards or paperwork anymore.
Yeah. And you know what? Especially with that, Claudette, that's a great call because our company is super sustainability focused, especially in an environmental way.
Right.
So it just speaks to our brand,
Yeah,
right?
it's cool. And it works. People are like that. And it's like, it's a picture of my Tech Chicks card when I do consult. They're like, that's so cool. I'm like, okay, seriously? It's a JPEG of my business card. Anyway.
So funny.
Yeah.
So last on this in real life list, you guys, when you meet someone new and you've had a genuine connection, like I said, ask if you can add them to Facebook, ask if you can add them to Instagram or follow them on Instagram, because once you guys are connected, they are watching you. I promise you that. People are so bored. I hate to say that, but people are on their phones all the time. We all do it. You know, it's happening. So people are watching. So they're going to see your consistent posting. They're going to see your life. And as long as you engage back with them and really, provide them opportunities to engage with you by commenting on their posts, all that stuff, chances are you are going to have them talk about your business before you even have to bring it up. But in case they don't, we're going to get to messaging with intention. But first, I wanted to show you guys this section. This is an engagement checklist. This is by no means exhaustive in any way, shape, or form, but these are like my minimum, you guys, of what you need to be checking on a daily basis. Now, this doesn't take long. This is like 5 minutes on Facebook right here. And I know that you're probably doing it anyway. So just use your time on social media with intention and make sure that you're at least getting these things before, you get sucked into a rabbit hole. But check for birthdays, right? So tell everyone happy birthday. See if people posted pictures from their birthday party, whatever, like anything to do with a special celebration or milestone for that person. Just, really engage with that. So actually look at the pictures, actually envision like, oh, that's so nice. Like how, whatever their night looked like, and make a comment, right? The more well thought out, the better. I mean, more than just, oh, you look beautiful, great. Oh my gosh, I love that dress on you. Like, I hope you had an amazing night, whatever,
Yeah. And bottom line, 5 words.
Yes.
Bottom line, 5 words, you guys. That's what that's what they're saying on Facebook. I messaged a guy. I've been messaging people like crazy, and just, hey, how are you? What's going on for your summer? Your business plans for the fall? And he went, yeah, why? And he's like, I can't remember. He said something, and I went. So I went back and I looked because I didn't know. I know so many people, and I'm really trying to connect with lots of out of the way people. He had got married the day before. So I was like, oh my God, first of all, dude, why are your hands? I said, hey, you had a super exciting day yesterday. I've connected to you through via. And I said, have a great wedding. And are you going on a honeymoon? That was it. And he's like, yeah, cool. It was a really busy weekend. And because I was like, I a lot of times I say to people, we're friends. I have a lot of friends. I'm like, hey, I have honestly, I'm not sure how we're connected. So let's share that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a good tip.
Yeah.
I probably have a lot of people in there. I don't even remember how we met either.
Yeah.
I'm going to be checking those later.
Yeah.
So you guys learn something every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next on this checklist is those on this day posts. You guys probably know what I mean, but it's the memories that Facebook brings up for you. That's like, oh, 3 years ago today. Those are amazing reasons to get back in touch with people that you've lost contact with. It gives you such an easy in to opening up that conversation again, rather than having to start from, oh, what have you been up to this last 10 years? Like instead you can go right back to an amazing moment you had together and be like, oh, that was so great. Whatever, we should catch up. You know what I'm saying?
So good.
Instagram stories, check them every day. For at least the people that you are currently prospecting as clients or business partners, you should be making it a priority to go and watch their stories. And then the next checkbox next to this is your top 10. By that, I mean those same people that you're trying to be consistent with, and that you're about to message with intention. these are the people that you want to be checking up on. Like, it's really easy to miss someone's Facebook post because Facebook has weird algorithms, you guys. I do not pretend to know what they're about these days. One day I'll get back on track with that. But it's like, you got to make sure you're going to their page and just taking a peek and just see what's been happening. Plus, there's nothing worse than texting someone or messaging them about Arbonne at an inappropriate time. And you find out that you could have just seen their Facebook and been like, they just lost someone. Whatever. So you may want to adjust your approach, right? But yeah, just a heads up on that one. So other posts you guys should comment on or engage with. This is, again, just some examples and like ideas for you, but people love their kids, right? So those are huge areas that people love. Like, they are so proud of their children. So, you know, talking about how cool it is that their kid did that or how impressive that is, believe me, you guys, like, that just warms people's hearts. Anniversaries are obvious, I guess, but trips and travel, be like, oh my gosh, like, tell me about your trip. And that's an easy way for you to be like, I'm trying to earn this trip with Arbonne. Like, you know, you can bring the business into it just through your personal experience, and they're going to learn that you can earn trips with Arbonne. New jobs, work anniversaries, baby announcements, adorable pet photos. Obviously, you should comment on those. People love their pets as much as they love their kids, you guys. You should definitely comment on adorable dogs. It's helpful. But a big one, you guys, fundraising. This gets ignored a lot of the time. And actually, I noticed that Kim just logged on here. Kim, I believe you've had some success with helping people do fundraising through Arbonne Host Rewards, is it? I'm not sure. She might be busy.
Oh, look at her.
Oh, there she is.
I'll unmute you, Kim. There you go. You should be unmuted. Oh, can you talk?
Hey guys, sorry. I've got Charlie right next to me. So
oh, it's okay. It's super cash.
Thank you. Say
hi, Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
Say hi. We're too busy looking at chickens on these little pad of paper. See? Chickens.
Nice.
What sounds a chicken make? Okay. So, daily life of Kim and Arbonne. You just stole my phone, little stinker. That's all I wanted. Fundraising. Yeah, you can do fundraising. I've done fundraising for years with preschool stuff where you can put together like a little document. We've had some of those actually on the Nation website for years where you can do fundraisers that way. So really good ones this time of year, some holiday products, but probably the best ones for fundraising this time of year is just to keep with a regular catalog. So Primer always does well, Fizz Sticks do well, that kind of stuff. And I would think that anything in our botanics line would be also fantastic if people are doing that kind of fundraising. I do fundraising with sports teams. So with Phytosport. So that's the biggest one for me to date.
I got a gal today. I looked and she was talking about raising money for her kids' hockey jerseys, a girl I know. And she was like, I said, so she was like, can I get a sponsor? And I messaged her and said, hey, if you want to raise some money, I've got a great program for you to do for hockey. And she got back to me, so I'm gonna look at some things. So that if people are fundraising for stuff or their birthdays or whatever, that's a good comment to engage with people, is what Sarah's saying too.
Totally.
Okay.
So fundraising, you guys, like they both have just done a great job of saying, like, if you see that they're raising funds for anything, just let them know we may have a really awesome option for them. And depending on the type of fundraising, you can use the host rewards to build a giveaway basket to do like the silent auction type stuff. So there's so many different ways you can do this. I recommend, if you have some questions about fundraising, getting in touch with either Claudette or Kim. I don't have as much experience in that yet, but I'm going to give that a shot this year. So another one, obviously, you guys, is posting photos and videos of their workouts or food. Just ask questions about what they're doing. You don't have to come at them with products and stuff right away, but just ask them questions about what they're currently using, like what types of workouts. Be curious, like ask them questions, especially if they know more than you. Find out as much as you can, because this will make it really natural when you ask them later to try out some products, sample them for you, right?
Favorite shake? What's your favorite shake recipe?
Yeah.
What do you put in your shake? What do you eat for breakfast?
Exactly.
Yep.
So next we have our next step, which is message with intention. So this is an effort to help you guys really craft a message for anyone. However, putting on that authentic and special bit that's going to make you connected with this person and is going to come off as transparent, genuine, and authentic. So you built a rapport with someone that you've met on social media, or maybe you've just started getting back in touch with an old friend or acquaintance. Next, you're ready to bring up Arbonne. So we've not created this formula. This formula is just our system, but put simply. So this is going to help us move from the relationship building phase to actually asking a person to either check out the product, so buy right away, or maybe the business opportunity, whatever that happens to be. But for this particular training, we're going to focus on the client, so products. Here it is. So this, connect. I'm actually messaging you for a reason, a genuine compliment. This might not be for you, and a warm ending. So that's generally for both prospecting and products what your system, I suppose, is going to look like. But I just kind of wanted to make clear, and Claudette's going to share a bunch of examples with us in a second, but what this looks like for products is probably going to be a little bit different than business. So if I'm honest, a genuine compliment may not come when I'm asking someone to check out products, because maybe it's just something, maybe I've just noticed that they use pre-workout already and I want them to try pre-workout from us and give me feedback. Okay, well, I'm not maybe going to have a ton of compliments. I mean, you could say like, you're an expert in your field or whatever, like, oh, you have all these great workouts, so I really value your feedback. Even just saying that part where I value your opinion, or, your feedback would mean a lot to me, that there counts as a genuine compliment. So just for that section, it can mean more than just, you would be great at this business because, but we'll go into business another time. But here we have an example. So this is for a product drop-off. So, hey, Becky, it's been so long. You and your family look beautiful. How are you? Notice I wait for a reply. If this is your first message to people, then you may have to try this a few times. People get busy. Don't take silence as a rejection. Just think of how often you open a text message and forget to respond, right? People are just busy, so don't prejudge. I'm the worst for this, you guys. Every single time someone doesn't answer me, we think that way, but that's actually, we don't know. So don't assume for other people. So we wait for the reply. I am actually messaging you for a reason. So based on her reply, I may have said something else before this too. Like, obviously, if she's like, oh, thanks, we went on this great adventure, whatever. I'm going to say whatever I have to say about that. And hey, I'm actually messaging you for a reason. This is the transparency piece, you guys. We are not really trying to just, spring things on people or make them feel like we're wordsmiths, I suppose. But I'm actually messaging you for a reason. I'm wondering, so here's the actual ask, could I come by this week to drop off one of my RE9 kits, my favorite Arbonne skincare line, for you to try for a week and see what you think, even if you don't love it? So right here we're saying the might not be for you section. So even if it's not for you, or even if you don't love it, I would really value the feedback. Or maybe someone who's looking for a safer product like it. What do you think? So you wait for the answer, and then from there, we reply. So there will be a lot of variance in those replies, but Claudette's going to show her examples and then talk a little bit about what to do if you're new to this process, because we are here for you. So
I'm going to talk them through. I'll put them in the comments after, so I won't screw up the screen. So I have a Facebook group, one of the ones I did recently. I went through looked if they were for like makeup, healthy living, travel. I commented on some of the things they were doing, like Sarah's talking about. And then I asked, would it be okay? Again, asking their permission. That was one of the reasons I did instead of the I actually messaged you for a reason. I could say I'm actually messaging you for a reason. I've started a group. Would it be okay to send you the link to join the group? So you're, again, asking their permission to get involved in whatever it is you want to do with them, right? That's really important. So instead of just and I've had so many people go, yeah, sure. Before that, I was doing it and throwing the link in, and I wasn't getting as best response as asking first too. So, and I love, we learned this, we were working on this, Kim and I and Sarah beforehand, but then last Saturday, Sarah Dunning did, I'm actually messaging you for a reason. So it's like, wow, she's actually, there's a reason for her connecting. And I mean, remember, you guys, we are not going to connect with absolutely everybody. And some people you're never going to hear from again, but that's okay, because there's lots of people out there. And like Sarah Dunning said, we're just out there to try and share what we've got, right? So if we get this much, like I can't even go small enough. There are this many people, but if we get those few people out there, that's going to make the difference for all of us, right? So we're not going to be able to connect with everybody. And sometimes when we do connect with people too, it might not be the right time for them. So remember, sometimes it takes 7. I've had messages like, oh, I totally forgot to get back to that girl. And she's like, hey, are you, oh yeah. And I go back to that message, right? I mean, so don't be upset if somebody starts to ghost you. And you know what? If they start to ghost you and don't ever respond, they weren't meant to be for you. So keep moving on. But again, like Sarah said, they're in your audience, they're in your sphere. They might start watching. She might have said, hey Sarah, I see that you're starting to get healthier and you're gonna try a 5K marathon, and I see you're trying Red Bull or whatever they were. Hey, would you like to try mine? And then she does, and then she finds out all the sugar in Red Bull and goes, oh, I remember that one Sarah had. Or she sees Sarah then in her news feed drinking her healthy living or drinking her healthy living, drinking her before drink, and going, oh, maybe Sarah's is better for me. Again, they say 7 to 10 hits before we even will respond to that, right? So remember that. The majority of us will not speak to enough people, believe it or not. So we're building that audience to bring people closer and ready to do something in the future, right? So that's really, really important. So some other examples. Joining a group. Again, I've done a lot of people because we're going away again in Mexico. I'm watching for people who are traveling. My sphere, again, looking for your target audience too, to what helps you when you're talking to them too. Like Sarah and I were talking to, I'm looking for parents of Sarah's. My group is more retired, but then I'm also looking for Sarah's too, people that want to travel and do their business online too. So I've got a little bit of a mixed audience, but so that travel component, are you looking, hey, I see that you've got some plans to go to Mexico. I'm actually messaging you for a reason. Do you actually for my age, do you spend a lot of time down there? Would you want to look at maybe a business that you could do while you're in Mexico and write it off?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask, since we have everybody on right now. Okay, so can I just ask a real life one about how you reach out? Okay, because this is the part where I get so stumped, you guys.
Perfect.
And I love that they trained out for CNTC. Okay, so I've got this lady, she follows me. It's for another autistic mom. So she follows me. So for example, I gave a post of me walking the stage a week ago, right? So when at CNTC. So all she said was awesome. And then I went back and I was like, thanks. I can't believe it was already a couple of days ago, right? Kind of thing. So then I just went back. She posted a couple things this week and I made sure to comment and do a couple things. So then I went back and to see, I feel like I've talked to her before, but I can't almost remember. But she and I did have a conversation back in July, back and forth about our kids being kind of similar with being nonverbal and stuff. So I feel like this is the part where I've kind of got a bit of rapport going back and forth.
Yeah.
Right. To actually then direct message her and say, I'm actually messaging you for a reason, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I would say to her, I'd ask her what she does for a living, Kim. One more thing, and I think I would say, hey, I actually am really lucky. I get to stay home with Charlie. What, and do you, because that's a big deal for for your type of family. You get to stay home and work with him. So I would maybe look, see if she works, like have or just say, hey, Arbonne's great. Not only do I get rewarded by walking on stage, which was super cool, but I actually get to work my business at home with Charlie, like, and be able to stay home with my kids. You don't always say Charlie, obviously, right? And then if she's like, wow, like, and then I would go back to her and actually, I'm messaging back for a reason. I think this is something that I'd love to talk to you about. Would it be okay to send you some information?
Okay, so actually say that during, like, on the Instagram post. I could actually say that before I go into direct messaging with her.
No, you could direct message her at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Don't you guys think? Yeah.
Yeah,
You've had enough conversation. The other thing too, it's like, how much do you go on? This is also the thing. It's like, you don't okay. It's like dating and going, okay, so you go for a glass of wine. It's like, okay, let's jump in the sack. Okay, not quite, right? But you got, but then again, it's like, okay, how many dates do you go on before you go, like, I'm not going to have sex with this guy? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, I'm dated in 35 years. But anyway, that's my point. But anyway, I would, can you go on a couple of dates? So you have a couple of conversations and you got it, because otherwise you're like, again, we want to influence people and have them part of it, but we also don't want to spend all our time having these tiny little shitty conversations that go on and on and on. So you have to cut to the chase. Like, I'm sorry, you've been polite, you've got some information, you've commented, she's engaging, get to it. And if she's not at it, then hey, I'm going to engage with but you've opened it up instead of like, oh, right?
That's the part where I'm at. I'm like, oh, I'm not friends with this person. I don't know who she is.
It's right? You're looking for business. You're looking for people to try a product or jump into your business, right? So I'm standing outside of my coffee shop and people are walking by and they're looking cold. It's like, come on in and have a cup of coffee. Like, you got to, like, we're asking them to look at what we're doing. So if you ask for permission, a big part of it too.
And Kim, I would say, like, it always comes back for me to that thing where it's like, it is my job as an independent consultant not to convince you of anything. Yes. However, I just feel like I have to share this opportunity with you because it's done so much for me and my family.
Yeah.
And,
Perfect. Perfect.
It is, honestly, it's your job to tell her because that could really change her life.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Especially when she's got 2 kids and one's autistic. Like,
and if you're genuine, which I know you are, Kim, if I was her, I'd be like, oh, this chick is actually not, this is cool. Let me look at it. I can watch a 10-minute video.
Yeah.
That's all you're asking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, ladies. I appreciate it.
Yeah. With that formula, you'll take the pressure off right away because it's like, you know what? It might not be for you. I know that it's not for everybody because it really is still work, right? But this could be something that could really help you because I know it's helped me.
Yeah.
Not sure, but maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're kind of moved into the ask, which is perfect. But yeah, really getting that before you send them something dropped, ask that would it be okay? Would you be okay? Not, does this work for you? I'll send you that. So product drop off or sending a video. Did you manage to watch the video? Did you try the product, right? Don't ever ask, what did you like best? Remember that. That's like, ooh. So, or yes or no questions. You want those open-ended questions, right? What did you like best? Not, did you like it or not, right?
Yeah.
Experience, what did you love the most, right? Sarah's got that. If you could show you how, would you be learning more? It's my job. Like, we went through this. I see to teach clients how to get the best deals. It's okay to share that with you too now. So if somebody was like, yeah, I really want to try a couple of products, it'd be like, oh, great. So we have, you could go anywhere from retail right up to 80% off. How does that happen, right? So some of the objections the feel found, again, we're looking for something. If you're engaging, watching, and everything, you're looking for that problem to solve. Really, we really are. So like Kim, in this lady's instance, maybe it might be that she wants to stay home. She's got to do a little bit more probing on that part of it, I think. But we're looking to solve that problem. Think about it. If you could help somebody either learn how to put their makeup on with their eyebrows, like, so, oh my God, look at my eyebrows. So I'd be like, oh, hey, I could help you do that or whatever. Looking for that way to travel and do business on the side, looking to make that extra money, looking to improve my skin. You really want to say, hey, you know what? This is what I've used. Sometimes, like, even with mascara and stuff, I'll post, hey, what's your favorite mascara? What do you use? It doesn't have to be Arbonne. I don't go, oh my God, Arbonne. I kind of, the other thing if it was using mascara for an example, that problem, I know a lot of people aren't able to wear mascara. Do you know why? People, a lot of times they don't know why, because of the shit in mascara. So you're helping educate them too, right? So if you found that problem, for that person and you're genuinely helping them, that's going to help with any objections you have. And remember, you're going to help them, not you, right? Try and think of all the great reasons of what we have. I own Arbonne's too. Like share affirm, I keep gaining clarity on this. Oh yeah. So why, again, that problem, what works best for you, what you can help with. Oh, referrals. At this point, you're likely to know what they love, but if they aren't interested at this time, thank them and ask them if anyone would, it would help with them. So, again, you got to say, I remember every time you go to the dentist, the lawyer, the accountant, they always say, hey, do you have somebody that you can pass my name on to, right? So if it's not going to work for you or the other thing too, if you really liked it, is there anybody else that I could share the video with, share my link with, and always good thing too, if somebody does sign up, I've got a little something I can give back to you too, right? That's what I do with a bunch of my referrals. But again, in that Go for Gold yesterday, which was really good, she was like, there were 3. One was connect. You have somebody to connect me with. That's a good one. Oh, I can't remember what the other 2 were, but she's like, hey, if you didn't want it, do you have anybody else you could connect you with? And getting that social proof from somebody else saying, hey, you know what? I loved the Arbonne mascara. If I ever have that, I'm like, hey, thanks, Sarah. If anybody else wants to give it a try, I've got some sample, like something like that too, right? So, but asking for referrals it's way easier to get somebody to endorse you than you going out to get somebody new. And a referral is like an open door. Come on in. Here, try this, right? Okay, the clothes. Sarah's on the clothes.
The clothes. Okay. Makes me think of the claw, Okay, so let's see here.
Yeah, kind of did that. Yeah.
Kind of like we just said, actually. So I've just written here, it is our jobs, you guys, as independent consultants, to share with our clients about how to get the best deal. So don't think that like telling them about the preferred client program is a hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
People will be really grateful that you at least express that. But if you're nervous, the best thing to say is, you know what, as my job, it is my job to make sure that I tell you how to get the best deals. Can I show you our preferred client program?
Perfect.
Simple, right? So I recommend going on The Source, which if you don't know how to get there, contact your consultant because you really need to know that. Your sponsor, but refer to the preferred client benefits document. There's one that's called Preferred Client Benefits at a Glance, and that is the easiest document ever. It's my personal favorite, but you may find one that you prefer because there are a few different versions that Arbonne has on there for us. So use that and just say, like, can I hop on a call with you and show you how to save the best deal? It'll take us 10 minutes. We can just do it on Zoom, whatever. Just so you guys know, Zoom is, as you can see, free to sign up. And you can have a half hour, I think, as a free user. So you're not going to need more than a half hour.
No.
Just hop on, send them a quick link, be like, hey, or if they have FaceTime, even better.
FaceTime, even better. I had a girl the other day and she was like, I don't know if I should get the brightening or the RE9. I'm like, I hadn't seen her for a while. And I'm like, hey, do you have 2 seconds? Pop on, let me have a look at your face. And honestly, it was like, you don't need that brightening. I said, you need just some evening out. And it was like, she's like, great. And it was literally, that was it, you guys. And we did FaceTime. I said, let's have a quick chat. I'll tell you the difference. And then I sent her a video. I didn't even explain the difference.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, that's just customer service. We're not bothering people. We are doing our jobs.
Yep.
So what to do, and the reason I put this on here is because I know for a fact that, we've got a group of gals on here the same age as me who probably have this problem a lot. What to do when someone loves the product but can't afford it? Immediately, you guys, my first suggestion to those people is when the wallet says no, host a show. Okay. So whether that's virtual or in person, just say, you know what, if we can even get you a couple friends that want to try something healthier too, like you can get 80% off of your product and you're going to get a free gift. So, what's to lose? Nothing. They don't have to pay anything. There's no reason. Like if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. No, ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's best if the hostess, let them know the more that they participate, the more that they are going to earn.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can show them that, you guys, you can also show them how they can turn that into a business immediately, because you can turn them into a consultant and you can transfer the event to them.
Yep.
So what this means is when you're done this party, say that they've got 5 new clients, you can say to them, okay, so this is how much commission I'm going to earn off of this event. I know you said that, you know, your obstacle to originally purchasing product was financial. So do you want to maybe hear more about this business? Like, it only costs this much to sign up, and you know, you did great with this, because Hostess Coaching, like, you guys, if they're doing hosting correctly, they are actually involved as well. So if they did that and they did it well, you want them as a business builder anyway. So it's a great way to just kind of get that information in their hands. And you know, it's an option. They can still just leave with their host rewards, and you know what, even better for you, because now you've got 5 new clients that you're going to start building that relationship with and see what their needs are. But yeah, no matter what, you win.
I'm going to give the example of Annie Graff, because she signed up. Okay, you guys, I know Sarah's like, and people can't afford it. So Annie Graff she claims a penny in her bank account. And she said, when I signed up, I had a penny in my bank account. Alex Trimble approached her on Instagram, and within 2 calls, she said, do you want to sign up? And she's like, I didn't have a dime. I found the money. She's like, but I'll tell you, when I go to college, she's like, I might not have money, but she's like, I had mascara, I had shampoo, I had shakes, she's like, I found the money for all of those things. So there is the money when you find the need. And she had a penny, and she signed up, right, without ever trying the product and without ever meeting Alex Trimble. So remember, and always, you got to be careful when you people have the money to do it, because they're using it all the time, right? Like that was such a good example when she said that. Okay.
And for your guys' reference, if you've not heard of Annie Graft, I think everyone on the call has, but in case the recorded version, Annie Graft is now, I think, almost an ENVP, but she is an MVP. She went to region in a period of 6 months. And then to nation within that same year. So she's definitely one to follow. I think she ended up winning the global training conference, like the award for the overall biggest growth in her business.
I think so.
So that's pretty impressive. And she's very inspiring and motivational. Air Force, still active Air Force, so still has to work and fit this business into the nooks and crannies. She doesn't have a choice. So she is an amazing person to follow. I think her handle is like Annie Fit Life Fit Me on Instagram, but let us know if you want a list of some folks to follow.
Yeah.
Keep you pumped up.
She's got some good videos too.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, I'll share.
So where are we? We are
almost done.
So ask permission. Okay, sorry, I'm going to finish the close, but yes, party, that's your next go-to. But ask permission to show them the host rewards, which you can find on the source. Or you can ask the question 3 from the ask step, which Claudette went over, which is, if I could show you how to earn an income with only like an hour extra per day or whatever, would you be open to learning? Like, could I send you a video? Whatever, whatever that looks like, you guys, for you. So, like I said, follow-up is really important, and this might get a little confusing for some of you folks, because follow-up is going to look different depending on what your ask was. So this is why we highly recommend that if you're new to the business, or you're just getting back into it, that you work with whoever invited you here, probably. So either myself, Kim, or Claudette, or Amy, anyone like that you can get help from as a leader for you. And that person's going to help you really do all of these messages and work with you through them. So just make sure you've got your list done for those people, so that you can go through that afterwards. But this is just like an approximate follow-up. So 1 to 2 weeks after the person has placed an order, you're going to check in to see how they're doing, and if the products have arrived, make sure that everything arrived okay, because, you know, if we have to process a return or something like that, we want to know as soon as possible, because we do have a 45-day money-back guarantee. However, you still have to have the time to process that, right? So make sure you're on top of your follow-up. You want to do great for your clients so that they keep coming back. So ask if they have any questions, what they're loving the most so far. And make sure you tell them before you're done this message thread that you will be checking back soon, because you don't want to come off as annoying. All you're going to do is follow up on what you said you're going to do, right? So you will be checking back soon, probably within a week or 2, to make sure that everything's going great. So then they're expecting your text message or whatever 3 to 4 weeks later, or sorry, this is 3 to 4 weeks after they order. Ask how they're doing with their products. Do they have any questions? Are there any other products that they were curious about that you could send them some more information on? And hopefully you guys have already had this conversation, because this is like client care for me 101, but you know, there's a couple other documents you can look at for that. But basically, like, I always recommend people things based on what they had already purchased. And so when you are recommending that, like when you're doing your actual sell phase of this, it's best to ask them, like, can I add you to my client group? Can I send you updates on new products? Like, get their permission ahead of time so that when you're doing follow-up, you can then use a bunch of these bullets that you guys will see down here. But you have to ask their permission ahead of time if you really want to be effective, like Claudette said. So just ask them, be like, can I update you on my specials and whatever? That way they're going to anticipate more communications from you. If you don't set that expectation, they're going to be like, holy crap, why is she bombarding me with product knowledge or like whatever every couple weeks or whatever when new stuff is released? They'll be expecting it. They'll want that. So 2 months, after 2 months of them having their products, depending on what it is, of course, is there something that they need to reorder? So I don't know about you guys, but certain skincare products run out quicker than others, at least in my household. Like an eye cream lasts me forever because I have a tiny little eye area, but my toner only lasts me 2 months. So ask, is there anything you need to reorder? Because chances are, if they're a preferred client, they might have, and they probably will have, a free gift sitting on their account. So no matter what, and I can show anyone who doesn't know how to check if someone has a gift on their account, please ask one of us. But they, you know, with a qualifying order are going to get that free gift. So can I hop on a Zoom call with you for 10 minutes and show you how to redeem your gift? So you guys, you might notice that I say here, this is when you're going to teach them how to use the app or site. That's just a personal thing for me where I like to register people myself and get them set up correctly, because I find if people register themselves, sometimes they don't always take advantage of all the deals, and then they're like, oh, I didn't see that, and whatever, right? So I personally like my customer service looks like teaching them later, because I like to personally help them build their first order and make sure they take advantage of everything. Having said that, if you don't like to do that and you just teach them right away, go for it. But at this point, if you haven't yet, jump on a call or have a coffee with them, whatever you can do to show them how to use the Shop Arbonne app or your personal website, whichever they prefer. There are so many other things to consider during follow-up, as you guys can see, because this is a lifetime practice. Like, even if they've stopped purchasing from you, there's still follow-up to be done, you guys. The biggest mistake people make in this business, what's happening?
It's okay. You're okay.
The world crashes.
No, it looks okay here.
Oh, you guys can still see the document?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Here we are. What was I going to say to you? Oh, lifetime practice. So even if someone hasn't purchased in 6 months, that does not mean that they are never going to have a need for Arbonne again. And you guys, we don't know what's going on in their life. So please do not just break contact just because you don't think that they're going to order anymore. Keep, gently sprinkling in, messages every couple months or so just to see how they're doing, what's been going on, how work is going, all those kinds of things. You do not have to bring up Arbonne, but just keep in touch. But I would say every 6 months or so, still ask them, be like, hey, like, we have this new line. Did you want to whatever? Like,
Christmas.
Keep them engaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
For some of these, you guys always engage with monthly specials. Like I said, you've probably already asked permission to share those things with them. Free gifts. So do you want me to let you know when a free gift is on your account? Check. Yes, I sure do. Host rewards. So you can follow up and let them know, hey, I know that you really liked that whole collection that was on my page the other day. Do you want to host a party and see if you can earn it? Referrals, like Claudette said, like, you could just say to someone, hey, this person, you've been an amazing client for me this past year. Do you know anyone else that you think could benefit from this stuff? I'm really trying to grow my business and I'm looking for some people to share it with. whatever, right?
Yep.
Birthdays, renewals. So renewals, if you don't know how to check those, again, ask one of us. Continuous connection. So just do it, right? See the engage section. In-person and virtual events. If you've already asked someone if you can update them on, what's happening in your business, they are not going to mind if you invite them to an event. New products, huge reason to contact people. Seasonal change. This is a big reason. You guys should be contacting your entire list every quarter, no matter what.
Yep.
The reason being is people's skin changes, people's situations change. Maybe they got a new job. Maybe they just went back to work. Maybe they want makeup for the first time in years because they're going back to a corporate job. You don't know. So
Had
just
a baby, lose some weight. Yep.
Exactly. Everybody's got a different reason. But for me, it's like, okay, so their foundation shade may have changed. It's summer, then it's winter. Their foundation shade, they might need a new foundation for the winter, right? So there's a ton of reasons to get in touch, you guys. Just give yourself a list that you can constantly keep looking at and take your person off your list and say, have I checked these things for this person?
Got my list.
Speaking of which, Claudette is actually, so you guys, this document is by no means to take away from the system that we have in place. This is more context and help and understanding, but the daily method for success sheet that I'm actually going to have Claudette share, so I'm going to stop screen sharing on here. She's just going to talk to you guys about what your homework is and why the daily method of success sheet, which if you've not heard about it, you will soon.
How could you not?
We will be distributing this with a list of more additional resources. I just gave that to myself as a note for you guys. But please let us know if you have questions about that. And Claudette, if you can take it away, hopefully my screen is gone.
You're good. Yeah. So this is part of the nation. They've revised it a couple times and it's quite good. So if what we've just put together supports this, right, Kim and Sarah? That's all it does. It just gives you more of a how-do. Three new asks. Well, how the hell am I going to do 3 new asks? Business, in-person, online, healthy living drop-offs. Did we just give you like a great way to engage and get some asking in there? Yeah. 3 follow-ups. Same thing. 3 follow-ups with current PCs. Oh my God, Sarah, the last part, you gave them all of that, right? Right there. So, and plan your top 3 priorities for tomorrow and do 20 minutes of your personal growth. So what I did, I just put my 5 steps to 5 new clients underneath here because this, doing what we just talked about will grow all of this, right? So we just kind of, we just felt that, and Kim and I have been working on this in the 2500 building block for about a year. We just felt that first 5 clients and how to get them wasn't there. So what we're saying is and when we did have Annie Graff too, and she just said, and I've heard this a few times, so get your 10 people, not 100, 10 or 20 people, get a hold of me if you're with me or Kim or Sarah, whoever you're with. Say, here's my 10 people. I've already engaged with them. Here's the message that what we talked about with Kim, exactly what we worked through Kim. What should I say to this person? I just say, write your 10 people out, Sarah. So Sarah goes through her 10 people. She's like, okay, one of them is Becky. Okay. I'd be like, what's Becky do? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's text her this. So then Sarah texts her and then Becky responds back. Now what, Claudette? So we're going to help you go through those steps so that you get a better batting average is really what we want you to do, you guys. We're not talking, thousands and thousands of people are impossible for most of us. But for us to get that group that become our audience and following and watching and engaging, and for us to get a better ask and a better return on our asks is what we're looking for. And to you to be better at what you're doing. So you're not a spammy dick online. This one of my business coaches says, we want you to connect with those people that are right for you, and then they will connect you with more people too. That's all we're trying to do. So get your 10 people, not 100, 10 or 20 people, get them on here. And if you want to start sharing them, we really want to use the region page. Do you want to start sharing them in there, or get one-on-one with Sarah, me, or Kim, whoever it is, and say, okay, here's my 10 people, keep a list. It's like, okay, so, and there's a couple of really good tracking sheets too, right, you guys? So really, contact method, this is a great one. So the name, contact, what you asked for, did they respond, follow up, booked an event, calendar, or they told you to F off. When they tell you to F off, you're good to go. They're out of your funnel, right, Kim? So that's, so we're just using what we have, but I really felt that we were missing this, and we've been talking about this for quite some time, right, Kim and Sarah? And I had to put together, and I have to really thank Sarah for taking what Kim and I have been talking about for a long time and putting it on in an amazing document, which we will share, and some more verbiage for you to share out with people, like how to ask for a group, you know, just some of those pieces. Make them your own. If you have to copy and paste and just go, hey, Sue, this is me, use it. Right? We want to make it easy for you, but again, we want you to be more successful. Because if, like, you do, I was listening to my mentor guy. He's like, oh, great, you get in, you blast out, you know, 200 people, you get no success. What are you going to do? What am I doing? Right? We want you to do 10 or 20, and we get you those 5. You know, in those first few, you get 1 or 2. You're going to be successful, and you're going to be able to show somebody else how to follow this system. Good. Did we answer everything, Kim? Did we, yeah, because Kim's been on this, we've been working on this for a long time. We just haven't got our ducks in a row and put it together, and it took Sarah to document it all for us.
What is their homework?
Oh, sorry. So your homework is to do that, is to get your 10 or 20 people, get a hold of the person, and then when you text them that you are committed and you want to do this week, we're going to send you our worksheet and some of the verbiage, right, Sarah, to help you out and work with your asks. And then I'm going to put everybody in a draw, and then everybody does it this week. I got $50 Visa gift card, cash, or e-transfer, whoever gets involved in whatever way, shape, or form. But let's go for it, right? I think I know that this, I'm going to, like, this is what I'm doing. Like, so we all need new clients, no matter how we look at it, right?
Yeah, I think it's great. And thanks, Sarah, for doing all that, because, yeah, Claudette and I, we've been talking forever about this. And I think it's just something that we want to, you know, we get kind of bogged down with all the information. I find that new people who come in, and then they're not successful right off the bat, or they're working through other stuff. And don't get me wrong, they need to work through their why and all those things too. But we need people to be able to get clients right away and start to receive a paycheck, so they really understand the validity of this business and this business model.
Yeah.
And let's face it, the majority of people come into this business to make money. So we just think that they should be making money right off the bat. We are definitely going to be working through the whys and all those kinds of things as well. But we need to have them start getting money, because that's also what's going to keep them, is the reason they're making money, like their why. But making money is going to keep them more engaged in this business for sure.
I mean, you know, you meet somebody on Instagram, like, let's just use Kim's gal for an example. We kind of know her why already, but it's like, hey, you know what? Do you want to get 5 or 6 people, share this, you like it, share it, and make some money? Perfect. Do I need to know your why? I mean, that's all I may ever do. I may only ever to introduce 5 people, and they introduce 5 people, and I've got my little client. I make a bit of money, and it pays for my stuff, right? That's all I may ever want to do. Now I'm getting into it, and it's really showing me. Now I'm going to, like, okay, now let's get into the deepness of what you want to do, in my opinion. Like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's like, yeah, I'll just share it out and make $200. I'm good to go, paid for my product. I'm out of here. I'll come back next year and do the same thing, right? So, good, great, good work, ladies.
Thank you, ladies, so much for everything.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting up with my bedhead and no makeup.
Oh, really?
Okay, look at my glorious.
Hey, Kim, look at my sweater.
I was going to comment. I love your sweater. I need to find something marigold.
Okay, so we'll tell this story quickly. We go shopping, me, Sarah. Oh, Sarah's got funky tights on. Me, Sarah, and Kim go shopping in Toronto last week. We walk into a Winners, and Kim's like, I really want to get myself a mustard sweater. I'm like, yeah, cool. That's a great idea. I need a couple pieces for fall. I walk in, I'm like, perfect. I find this. And she's like, shut up.
And I found nothing. I'm just.
And I'm like, I had to wear it today for you guys because I was shopping with you guys.
It looks awesome.
Oh my God. And then the other thing, I went and got a massage the other day, and the gal's like, wow, that's quite the bruise on the back of your leg. And I'm like, oh yeah, and I got a lot of hits on Facebook too. I'm like, I was trying to jump a fence, and she was killing herself. I'm like, oh yeah. So there you go. We had fun. Gosh. And if you want to have some fun, join this business, right?
Seriously, right?
Oh God, we had fun last weekend, didn't we, girls?
Oh, we sure did.
We missed you, Becky and Wendy, next year, or Vegas. All right, everybody go out and enjoy the snow. Yeah. And get your 10 people in. Let's get going. Let's find you 5 new clients.
Awesome. So you post everything here, like down below in the
Yeah,
comments?
I added you to this, Kim, and then you can share out wherever you want, right?
Perfect.
If you want to add somebody to the group that you think needs it, go ahead. And I'll download. I'm going to download this video onto YouTube, so then you can share it out wherever you want to, Kim.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Watch
Thank
it
you.
again. Great. Have a great day.
Everybody
Thanks, Sarah.
have a
Thanks,
good
Kim. Bye,
day.
Wendy.
Bye.
Bye, Becky. Let's stop recording.